该出去了吧？在里面困这么久了。
Toxanol built vessels called arks to save themselves from the impending doom. But was it too late? It is only from the flight logs of the single ark they left behind that we know other arks traveled through the sky and beyond. It seems those that came before us never lost hope in finding a new home for their kind. There are few records of the chain of events that led to the big apocalypse eons ago, but it's clear the world wasn't prepared for how recklessly the Toxanol Corporation would make its mark on the world. Their rare earth mining and nuclear industries generated tons of waste, and without consideration for the future, they dumped it all in landfills until they ran out of space. That's when they made the big mistake. They began dumping the toxic waste in the surf just off the coast instead, assuming that it would sink and decay with time. And they were right, but no one was prepared for what was about to unfold. Once in the surf, the radiation interfered with the genetics of the wildlife and created bizarre mutations in their offspring. It had an inconceivable impact on biodiversity and the entire ecosystem. The world as they knew it crumbled as nature retaliated. It would never be the same again, and what remained of it became ours.
好，看来人类自找死路自灭，人类自爆啦。然后剩下的动物都变成兽人了。
The sound of spark metal going pew pew is never a good thing. It's coming from behind that door. A warning label. The box looks like a potential brain melt.
危险就是要去碰啊。
It's going to take a bit of puzzling to short-circuit the door. Just a few moves left. Make them count. Quite a shock to the system.
哦，干电，靠腰，电
Let's try that
电
again.
有够电。
There you go.
过气大脑，完美反击会晕。
The wheeled one is outnumbered. You'd better help him out. Good hit. return soon. That's the last of them. Let's talk to the wheeled one before backup arrives. You can make something from that. He wants to thank you for taking his side against the scavengers. He sounds familiar. You just can't figure out why. He presents himself as out of date. He knows he's way overdue, but he hasn't given up. He doesn't seem surprised that you don't recognize him. You were just a child back then, the night everything changed. There have been rumors of a one-eyed Ronin seen outside the Great Wall, and he's happy to see it's true. The legend of the one-eyed child that grew up as an outcast is old and sad. The child could have been anyone, but the evil it had fled had left a mark, a facial scar to remember the past. How Lupa Lupin somehow left you alive after his raid on the old village. He must have had a purpose with that. The question is, what? There's no doubt you're the child, and that what Lupa Lupin did to your village, your Muma and Popsy, was the beginning of the end. He says it has taken you a long time to bring the past back up to the present, to find your way back, but he's grateful you have. It was after the attack that the unity fell apart. Your Muma's disciples divided and formed tribes as a reaction to the blight that had fallen upon the land. After the old village was destroyed and you disappeared, a struggle between the families erupted, and over time, the disciples turned against each other. Had it not been for the Tree of Life, no one would have survived. He hopes you at least remember the tree.
Hey, 小朋友。看你谁呀
？Asks if you were tired, as it's a bit of a hike here from the village. He wonders if your Muma knows you are here. You're such a good child, so you probably did. Even the young forget. He understands why you came all the way out here, to see them, the potato people. The potato people, or Nono, are a wonder, somehow interlinked with this little tree here, fueling its source of life. You might be right. Like potatoes, they're packed with energy, an excellent source of ki. The Nono prefer to hide in glitter grass. He says you should get over there and ruffle it. See if you can make one come out of hiding.
光草。荧光草。有没有宝可以拿啊？看起来是没有。我都没有东西可以互动。这游戏会不会摔死啊？干会淹死哦！干是什么鬼设计啦？哎，干这次解析度没有跳掉，哎，真怪。功夫小子啊！
You found one. You should be proud. They don't come out for everyone. The Nono's key energy is just what the Pensai needs to complete its cycle and grow into a tree of life. The small tree you saw up there where you met will eventually grow into a tree of life and start giving back to nature. It'll be the heart of the land. You'll need to support the tree for a long time to come. The only way it'll grow tall is with the burst of ki released from the Nono as they become one with the tree. You'll need a net to catch the Nono, and he wants you to use his, but asks you to be gentle. The Nono are sensitive beings, an embodiment of ki, the primal energy.
所以嘞，要怎么用啊？靠腰未成年模式不能那个哦，是用这个。
You handle that net like you've never done anything else. He's impressed.
这个任务的意
He's
义到底是什
grateful
么？
for all the help he can get. There's lots of Nono out there that need to be guided to the roots of the Pensai tree. They're hiding in the glitter grass that mostly grows deep inside damp caves. One day, But today, you're...
所以，这游戏是不是中国做的？也太中国了吧，这个剧情。
Now that you've seen the Nonno's connection, from this day on, he'll... You can already see the effects from how reckless those before us acted, and unless something changes, we're doomed. He says you'd better hurry back to the village before your Mooma comes looking for you. You did good here today. No, she's got lots on her mind and needs rest after the raid last night on the Lupin camp with her disciples. Wonders if they let the Predator family live. He lost you there for a while, but no memory is alone. It's part of a trail you can follow. He says he remembers every single day. The tree started to die when the end of days begun, and it wasn't long after that that the World Eaters arrived. The genetic evolution that occurred after the apocalypse that... His friend Gizmo is working on a Mekton and needs help defeating the Jumbo Puff at the end of the West Route. Wiz is still repairing his Octopod to confront the Merc Puff that dwells deep down under the surface at the end of the Northwest Route. Nocco has tamed the Midget and is preparing to take on the Hoof Puff at the end of the East Route. Finally, Goop is almost done with the Googlide, a machine able to ride the waves of the surf all the way out to the Porky Puff at the end of the route to the southeast. Out of Date says his friends are gearing up to stop the World Eaters. There's one at the end of each route. The road ahead won't be easy, but he's counting on your support. He wants you to understand that you'll all die if the tree isn't saved. He claims names have power, so he gave them these names to weaken them. For him, the Porky Puff is particularly personal. It was that carnivorous... Miami. Regardless, you'll meet again once you've played your part in the tribe war and the situation with the World Eater. Whoa.
所以我现在要干嘛？给我一个网子能干嘛？
You're getting the hang of it. Quickest way out is through the roof where they came in, and the rope looks strong enough to climb.
感觉这游戏很像在学萨尔达哎，萨尔达的味道好重哦。 他想学萨尔达，哦，风景真漂亮。
Know that the tree of life is dying. Its days are numbered. Without help, it can't endure the environmental change and assault from the World Eaters.
"就是在学萨尔达，够北七的。
A signpost maps it out for the cartographically challenged. Let's see. must be the World Eater that chewed off Out-of-Date's leg. You'll need a hat trick to bring that down. The World Eaters have made their marks on our world over time. That's not the first nor the last village it'll leave in its wake.
打不赢啊！
Look, a survivor. Glad to see someone made it out alive. He's heard the stories about the terror inflicted by the World Eaters to other enclaves, but never expected. He worries there won't be much left to save if this continues. He doesn't know what your connection is to this place.
俘虏灵能殿。
Anyway, he needs help and says it's by your actions you'll be judged, not by your intentions. He's grateful for that.
That's a spark of light in you!
What's there to like about light?
Not as much as it hurts.
Always making this.
And you're...
哦，这两只有够吵。 干嘛画面抖成这样？
There's Out-of-Date again. He must have missed something important.
你是怎么出来的、啊？你不是坐轮椅？
Out-of-Date says you will make a better stand against the World Eaters with the The Myriad tribe is likely to be a good match as they act on the understanding of the greater good and have a code of... Regardless of who you choose, it won't be easy as the conflict between the tribe...
在哪里呀、
The Myriad's conviction to stop the World Eaters began when the Leviathans rose from the depths of the surf. Siding with the Myriad's movement for wholeness in a fragmented world might seem like the logical thing to do, but is it the right thing? One thing's certain, though. Destiny arrives all the same. The Jagni tribe only ever had one conviction, to bring balance to the world by wiping out the weak. They believe a cleansing is necessary to restore the world and want to let the World Eaters bring down the Tree of Life. But siding with Jagni isn't necessarily a bad thing. Fate will find a way. Out-of-Date says someone needs to break the stalemate and shift the balance of power to either Jagni's or Myriad's side. He believes the tribe's Sifus, Myriad especially, will listen to you and expects you to pay at least one of them a visit and play your part. He can sense you share Myriad's view on the world. Out-of-Date will be waiting for you beneath. Regardless, you'll meet again.
"日志标签在哪？哦，日志。4个吞噬者。部族。 米瑞德罗斯、安卡提、贾格尼内特拉、皮卡丘吧。已完成。
Another fork in the road. It's either the tunnel or the motor bridge. What'll it be?
隧道跟桥，如果依部族来讲的话，应该是走这。米瑞德族嘛，有没有东西可以捡啊？
It's unusual that natural tunnels like this still exist. Most of them got flooded.
所以我要打哪一边呐、我看我是不是走错边啦、为什么这边是？哎，我不是要打这个啊？
Itchy trigger finger.
我是不是走错路啊？米瑞德，好吧，不管了，不打不干我的事。
This area was beautiful before the tribe war began. Look at it now. It's a war zone.
媳妇，先找媳妇。
That's the Myriad tribe's fortress. Will they be friends or foe? You should head up there. That way you'll know. Let's see. It's a beaten path to that door. If you go there, you'd better make an entrance. Says they're wary of strangers. They're at war. Wonders why the Sifu would want to see you, but he'll let you in and give it a try.
哇，就直接让我进来了，会不会太简单？
Sibi, lapanan aking kalman. Karat na falo hutut mustugay la wute.
The Myriad tribe act on understanding of the greater good and a code of honor. They believe uniting the tribes is the only way to restore the peace.
这边的旁白不能按掉哎。
The Sifu is convinced that defeating the World Eaters and saving the Tree of Life is the only way to make the world a better place. He welcomes you to the Myriad Fort and introduces himself as the tribe's Sifu. But he was hoping you'd show up. The news of a vigilante Ronin on crusade crossing the Great Wall through the crack in Bunker 101 has preceded you. The wall that separates them from the other side? The wasteland you came from? He guesses the time spent there just left a blank space in your memory, as empty and barren as the wasteland itself. He's convinced you've returned for a reason, and there's something about your spirit that sparks memories of you. The Sifu says sometimes one memory can make another come to life. He hasn't thought about your Muma for ages, even though she taught him a lot. He was one of the original Wang Fu disciples. Your Muma invented Wang Fu. Originally, it consisted of unarmed combat and the 6 weapons: the boomerang, the shuriken, the bow, the staff, the nunchuk, and the hook and chain. The Sifu says it's time to set the past aside, at least for now. Unrest is sweeping the land, and there are rivals in all. Myriad wants unity between the tribes. Their goal is understanding of the greater good and establishing a code of honor. If you believe there's some good in everyone, there's still hope for tomorrow. You'll unite the tribes and defeat the World Eaters to save the Tree of Life. He was hoping you'd join them. You understand that Sifu was waiting for something to tip the balance in their favor, and with you by their side, he's confident you can unite the other tribes. The one you should coerce first is the Jagni tribe. The Myriad.
讲按太快，没看到他讲什么。
Their kin have run out of options and found themselves backed into a corner. Even those who desire peace have been forced to prepare for war. They might bring them war, but they'll never. He wants you to focus. These are the new rival outposts your tribe needs to take control of.
靠，也太多了吧！
He says you'll regret not being on their side. The only way you'll learn their secrets, Wung Fu and the tribe weapon now, is if you defeat him. And that will never happen.
哦，好凶啊！
You both have gentle minds, so they want to wage a gentle war. A war tells you not to be afraid. Once you've dealt with the rivals' outposts, you'll challenge their Sifu to unite their tribe with yours and let your kin share land again. They passed the point. Seeing you, Myriad wants unity between. He remembers your kind and unselfish. Anyway, the memories you make with your family are strong and can sometimes come to life. Passing the old village on your way to the first rival outpost. Even though it's not. You have things to do, places to go to, hopes to.
拜了，拜了，爸爸。耶，所以我要往哪里走？哎，这边有一条路哎。哦。 干，差一点摔死！这边出来是哪？在下面，所以我要往……好吧，要往回走。 这游戏不会摔死的样子，可是会溺水。
Let's see.
到门口了。前面不会还在打吧？看样子好像打完了，也没有，还没到。走这吗？哎，这边有路哎。有没有什么其他地方有宝？上面天色变暗了，月亮出来了。有其他的路吗？没有。前面还在打吗？打完了吧？哎，我要去的路在那。要从那边过。Oh no no no！ 这边有路牌吗？没有。这边绕得上去吗？
Better beware, that's a mump up ahead. They were hit hard by evolution, the wonky ones especially, deformed and unfurred.
不干。
back.
哎，怎么血那么厚啊？差一点就赢了。为什么他又跳出来了？这游戏的设定是怎么回事啊？够远哦，没有到了。
Better beware, that's a mump up ahead. They were hit hard by evolution, the Wonky especially, deformed and unfurred.
没有掉宝，怎么会？这么难打，竟然没有掉宝。还有别的东西吗？没有什么好东西耶，这个设计不行啊。
Time is lost on this place, but it evokes a tingling sensation. There's something special about it, drawing you closer. Let's see. As time passes, memories fade, and sometimes feelings change. It's not about who you were, it's about who you'll become. This story is far from over. Echoes of a long-lost past, like whispers in the wind. Here's someone who takes each day as it comes. He asks how you are today. Goop says he always does better whenever he leaves failure behind. He's happy his good mood is infectious. He wonders where you've been. He hopes you've been out at the lake, practicing your swimming technique. Learning to swim can be scary when you don't know what you're doing. But fortunately, he thinks you should really know how to swim by now. And he'll be...
没了气能量就会淹死。
He says that wasn't too bad, was it? Wait. But you need practice. Lots of practice. Great things usually. You just need more time in the surf. That's the only way you'll ever learn how to swim. You can never... Judging by your Mooma's look, it seems you forgot something.
哎，我妈原来会长得跟我一
You
样，
promised you'd train with her before
长
the
得好
sun
怪
goes
哦
down.
她。
It's time to go. The dedication to training is important. You can't rely solely on the fact that
花言
Wang
巧语
Fu is in your blood. You should know, practice makes perfect. As long as it doesn't kill you, it'll... She'll see you at the village square. She says that's good. With a passion for learning, you'll never cease to...
年纪小小就花言巧语。
Here's another familiar face with lots on his mind. Asks how you're feeling today. His only interest when he was hoping you could help him pick up some scrap for a thingamajig he's working on. He's happy to hear that from someone that... You should look...
啊，所以我现在要干嘛？探索垃圾堆。
He wonders what usefulness you found. He says whatever. He can work wonders with almost anything and asks if you know how to upcycle. That's the spirit. You can't... He'd love to teach you to upcycle and... 近战粉碎单手双手。手把槽。二手糟糕。 四零糟糕，怎么都这么糟？非同寻常，可是质量糟糕哎。 二手的，稀有度20，
沿途金属制品。绕扳手，就用这个吧。不能换哦，不给我换了。
You did well, but he can't help but wonder why you... He appreciates those able... He understands, but hopes you won't be needing it anytime soon. He It looks like she's starting to lose her patience.
妈妈北宋啊，
You know she doesn't like waiting for you. She wants to see you on the village square right away.
装傻。
Andro?
You'll
Asil natu.
She wants you to grow up and start thinking
Masamal.
that's all she's ever...
Taifanamenuma.
You've always followed your own path, but this time she needs you to follow her.
Yo no masaman barud.
Then start by...
他又走了，他干嘛不等我？
They look determined. Better watch out.
该不会一挑三了吧？
He asks you to stop right there and wonders where you think you're going. He says that it's not too late for you to turn back, though. There's no... He wants to know who you think you are. You'll have to face pain at some point.
哎呦，可恶！ 我的刀。
She asks if you're hurt. What happened?
Can't see.
If
No sticky muhka.
the most important thing,
Inga valdo.
it's time to focus on your training now.
Bolakamo no brukna.
She said it before. Wang Fu
啊不，你那个早起啊，是不能一起走啊。 有没有别的地方可以去啊？自由度呢？说好的开放世界呢？
Here's someone close to heart, doing what he does best. Seeing you always puts a smile on your Popsy's face. He wants to know how... He heard you helped give... He asks if you could help him, too, before you leave for training. He wishes that was true for your Moomer, too. He suggests you get going and find him...
烤羊又要收集东西。剩下一个部队嘞。
He's curious. He's all for renewal and has even considered making the trip out into the wilds to look for a bio. He can work wonders with pretty much anything and asks if you know how to upcycle. Says at least he's... The style might be too edgy for his taste, but it looks sharp on you. You should take it with you, wear it to practice. He's sure. Your Muma says it's about time you got here. Hopes you're... She says... But there's enough time left for repetition and you need it. Training dummies don't hit back. Wants you to prove that with...
干最好是啊。
Your Muma says you did well today. She's so proud of you. That's all she's been working on a present for you, with the help of Gizmo and Wiz. You should go see him and find out what it is. You've deserved it. Says he's always thought so.
指南星三小。
Catchy. Your Muma says she's never seen an apparatus as green as this little thing. It's wonderful. Figure. A piece of Scraptronics like this has built-in old world.
通讯设备
It's called an automaton, and it's hardwired to your DNA. It'll follow wherever you go and see whatever. Says it's not a record keeper. Your Muma says you look tired. No wonder. It's been... Says a good rest. Rest, and you'll find strength for tomorrow. Nothing could stop Looper Looping from setting the world on fire. Your Muma urges you to blaze a trail. A burnt kidling will learn to dread fire. That's just adding fuel to the flames. Give it a last burst and you'll make it.
Quick,修。阿布，紧走哦。
Your Muma says this is it. The time has come. She must fight Looper Loopin. This time there's no escape. She can hear him coming.
这次，为什么是这次？
Looper Loopin is a problem older than you. Whatever happens, you need to know she loves you. And everything she tells you to stay back. This is her fight. It has nothing to do with you. History has finally caught up with her.
追上了她，干嘛？前男友吗？来，一起
She
打，一
loves
起
how
打。
brave you are, but she can't be worried. Here it comes. The past coming to haunt the present.
哦，干好凶哦！打打打打
You
打！
must go through fire and water to make it out of here.
快干！
Your Muma says you can make it if you believe in it. Where she goes, you go. Blood is thicker than water. You're in deep surf. Don't make waves. The surf goes where it wants to go. It'll take you to the shore as long as you go with the flow.
干嘛？这是老爸吗？老爸做事啊，老爸！看追过来啦！做事，老爸！干怎么这么远？一定还会再冲一次？哎，没有哎。都是要沉下去的。刚刚为什么就可以重来？
Death is not to be feared by one who has lived life with a pure heart. A part of her will live on in you.
我怕死亡就下去救啊！
The creature is hungry for more. Nothing is going to stand in its way now. If a sacrifice is made for someone else, it's not lost, but passed on to the next. Life must go on. Real sacrifice comes from love and necessity when all other options are exhausted. The ultimate test of conscience is the willingness to give up anything to save what you truly care about. What you do for yourself dies with you. What you do for your kin remains and makes you immortal in their memory.
这老爸动作很迟钝哎，爬超慢的。
As the moment fades and is lost, the only thing that remains is loneliness. It doesn't mean you'll forget your past. It simply means you need to move on.